Alright everybody, for this video I'm going to be replacing the airbag slipring module, and this sits right back here. And basically what it does is it allows all the wiring from the airbag and the steering wheel controls to go through the steering column and not get thrashed while you're turning the steering wheel. So obviously there's no harness that goes from here all the way through. It plugs into here. This thing can rotate around without it shearing any wiring, and then the back part and the bottom part connect to the computer. So in order to change this part out, we have to take out the airbag, take off the steering wheel. And the reason why I'm changing it out is because I got this little error right here, the airbag error, and none of my controls work. My horn doesn't work, none of my controls work. And then when I was driving, I noticed when I'm turning my steering wheel, I hear like a cracking noise, like a crunching noise back here. So when I would turn, I hear this crunching, and what it is this component back here just thrashed. So this part gets bolted on. You see these holes right here? This part gets bolted on to the steering column, and then this part in the middle spins. It rotates, and so clearly something's broken inside here because I hear this cracking, and none of my controls work. So in order to take off this airbag, we have to be able to turn the steering wheel 90 degrees this way and then 90 degrees this way. The problem is you want to have the battery disconnected because you don't want this thing accidentally going off and smashing you in the face. That would suck. So what we have to do is we have to unlock the steering wheel and disconnect the battery. So how do we do that? Okay, so with your foot off the brake and you pressing the start stop button, your steering wheel is now unlocked. You're pushing against the force of the tires, but you can turn this. Okay, so but if you don't do this, it's gonna lock up. Now what you got to do is, with it on like this, you got to go disconnect your battery. Okay, so my ignition key is on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the negative and disconnect the negative. All you need is a 10 millimeter. Hit this up, pull it, and then make sure that this cable does not touch again. Okay, so now both my cables are disconnected and the steering wheel should still be unlocked. Alright, let's see if this worked. Alright, it worked. So steering wheel is unlocked, and you want to turn it 90 degrees first, and then you want to pull the steering wheel out as much as you can and up. So you're going to unlock it, pull it up and out, and then there's going to be in the back of the steering wheel, there's a slot. You got to stick a screwdriver back there, and you got to push down on one of the little pins back there to unlock this half of the airbag, and I'll show you what that means. Okay, I actually lowered this down because it made it a little bit easier. So I pulled it all the way out and all the way down, and now you see back here, you can actually see part of the clip. See this little clip right here? This is one part of this is the bottom part of the clip for the airbag, and see this up here? This is the top clip, the top part of the clip. So you want to grab that top part, stick your screwdriver in there, and then pop that sucker down. So you don't want a super long screwdriver, you want a short, stubby. So you want to stick it back there. Make sure you get the top of that pin. And then pull down, because it's like this part of the pin right here, it'd be like you're releasing it, so you're going to pull this down. But you're going to do that up here. So, come on, baby. And then you'll see the airbag pop out. I think this screwdriver is too long. There you go. Heard it click, and then check it out. Airbag popped out. So disengaged. So now we're gonna turn this baby all the way here to this side of the airbag, and now we're gonna do it to this guy. Okay, I had to get a real short stubby. So once I popped it, this whole thing came off. So now let's turn this bad boy over, and then It's nice and loose. Now we just got to disconnect it. And of course, there's no power to this, so we don't have to worry about this popping in our face. So as you can see, there's a few harnesses connected on here, but there's only one main harness that we got to disconnect from the steering wheel, so you don't have to deal with any of these. So all we got to do is this big yellow one, push this white tab right here, push it out, just to be gentle. You don't want to break anything back here. And now the whole thing comes out. Or not. So I just pulled this bad boy out all the way, and now this thing should come out nice and easy. Just pull on it. And now that's step one. Now we got to disconnect it from over here. So once you pop that harness off here, now it's connected right over here. We just got to push that clip down and get it out. So if you look at this clip, there's no real tab on there that locks it in place. It literally just slides in there. So you don't have to press any kind of little button or anything to get it off. So what I did was I just put my screwdriver on this little tab right here, push down, and then it came off. All right, now that we have the airbag off, we got to take the steering wheel off. What we're gonna need is M12. They're called triple star. Not your regular T or hex socket. It's called a triple star, so you might want to get a set that we don't take the chance of stripping everything. And it should work. I shouldn't have to lock the steering wheel. I should be able to hit this with my driver. We'll see. All right, I just hit it with my driver and it came right out. Notice there is some Loctite on here, so I'll make sure to put some on when I put it back on. So one thing to note is these little lines on here. We got to make sure that we keep those lined up. There's a line on the steering column, and there's a line on the steering wheel. You have to make sure, 100% sure that is lined up. So I'm going to just straighten this out just a little bit. Okay, so that's nice and straight. And now we have that lined up, dead center. Now we're going to pull this steering wheel off. All right, steering wheel's off, and look at this. This thing is broke. So yeah, this is definitely the problem. Now we got to just take this cover off, and then this guy. Look at that. This is going to come right off. All jacked up. Okay. So to take this off, we have a bolt down here, or a screw down here, right in this hole. Take this off, and then we're going to take this cover off here. All right, that's a T26. So we're just going to stick it in there, get that out. All right, so with that screw out, all we got to do is pry this open, and then this will come off. I think I'm going to have to get my screwdriver, pop this in here, and just to split this. Okay, no, I was wrong. So once this bottom part comes off, this back part, take this top part off. Then we got two screws right here holding this one in. Okay, so same size T26, and then this thing just fell off, and just got to make sure that we put this back in, line it up when we put everything back together. And now this thing is completely exposed, and we should be able to take this off. First, we're going to disconnect everything. It's going to come off. We're going to disconnect this plug down here, this plug, and then we're going to take these screws out and replace this bad boy. Okay, for this clip, we're just going to pop this down, this little tab, this red tab, and then sucker should just come out. Should. I don't want to break this. So I want to come out. Let's see. The last thing I want to do is break one of these clips. So I just stuck my screwdriver in there, popped it down, came right out. This guy right here looks like, I pull this red tab down, and then right here a little bit, maybe, no. Hold it from the side, pinch it from the side maybe. Oh, you wanna come out, baby? What's up? Oh, just push in on this black tab. There we go. It's kind of hard doing this with the camera right here. It's easier if I could just figure it out without messing with the camera, but well. So pull the red pin, push in on here, pull down. Oh, we got another one right here. Looks like these just kind of clip in there without a big fuss. So just pull these out. Pry this back a little bit. Pry this back just a little bit, and or let me see. No, that one stays. Never mind. This one comes out. So this one, just pry this back a little bit and pull up. Boom. Looks like that is everything. This is just like a little. Oh no, this is the harness. Shoot. Never mind. This does come out. So we're just gonna pull back on this and pull it out. It's easier with two hands, so just pull back on this, and then with your other hand just pull this out. Easy peasy Japanesey. And now these 3 screws and this whole assembly should come out. We should be able to swap it out, baby. So it's a T15. Just hit it with your driver, or if you got a little screwdriver or ratchet. Easy peasy. Oops. Put the camera down. Okay, so with all the screws out, let's see, just slides right out. Let's see, this thing is broken for sure. Don't mind, these are my old work pants. I'm not a bum. So this is definitely broken. You see with the new one. Look at that. Hardly any play. And then this little red thing, I guess this is just to keep it, this little red clip is just to keep it centered. So I'm gonna leave it on there until I put it back on. So put it back on there. Now when I screw it on, then I'll take this off, because I think this is holding this in the middle from moving around. So that's what we want to do. We want to keep it secure. So let's put these screws back in and tighten this bad boy up. Magic. It's all screwed on. So now we're just gonna push these clips back on. Check it out. Just look at it. Just push it in. Boom. It's nice and tight. It's in there. This guy right here is gonna push it in. Oops, sorry. I'm not a great cameraman. Boom. This guy goes in right here. Just gonna push it in. Boom. Nice and easy. This guy in. Push his red tab in. Boom. Look at that. Professional. So now I think I should take this off now. Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to it if I put this on. Let me see. I really want to take this off. I guess I could take it off now. Boom. So I just pulled it off. It just slides out, and then that's it. Leave it on there. And now we're gonna put everything back together. All right. When you put this ring back in for the keyless start, make sure that the clip is basically pointing straight up. I don't know if you can see. You basically want this pointing straight up like this. You want the emblem to be horizontal like this. You want that plug to be directly up on top. Otherwise, you won't be able to get this cover on. You want that plug to fit right in this gap right there. So with it facing all the way up, now when you put this on, it lines up. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Because I just messed with this for like 10 minutes. Try to find the right location, and that's how it needs to be. All right, snap that cover back on. Pretty easy. And then don't forget the final screw down here. And then we're gonna put the steering wheel back. I dropped that damn screw down there and almost lost it. So now we're ready. Everything's tight like a tiger. And now we're gonna get this bad boy steering wheel back on. Gotta line that up perfectly. And then those two little black tabs, they gotta go in those two little holes right here. Let me see. These little tabs, boom, boom, are gonna go in here. Boom, boom. That way the steering wheel turns this little guy along with it. Check. All right, so check it out. All right, little tabs are in there. And then I'm perfectly lined up, dead center, dead nuts. Beautiful. So now I'm gonna tighten this bad boy up, slap this airbag back in there. Okay, don't be a dumbass and cross thread this, because that would just cause you all kinds of problems. So just put it in by hand first, get it in there, make sure you're not cross threading it. Now that you got it in there, hit it, get it with your hand a little bit, and now hit it with your driver. You should be good to go. Okay, I was not a dumbass and I did not cross thread it. So now we're good, and now you notice, look, whenever the steering wheel turns, a little slip ring turns as well. Beautiful. And so now we connect this airbag. We're gonna make sure when we connect the airbag, we're also connecting these push buttons through this plug right here. So when we mount this airbag and we plug this one in, obviously that's going to be for the airbag, and then when we plug this little one right here, that's going to give us our steering wheel control. So hopefully once it's all fixed, my damn push buttons should work, my horn should work, and I should get rid of that airbag issue. So let's see. I'm not gonna have a camera on because it makes it too difficult, so just do everything you did in reverse. Okay, so I got both plugs in there. This one, they both snapped in place. That's how you know that they're in. So when you push this one in, it snaps, this one snaps, and now if you notice on the airbag, these little tabs right here, we should be able to simply push the airbag in place and it'll snap in those rings, and it should snap in place. Here we go. Okay, I got it in there. It's kind of scary because it wasn't going in. So basically all I did was I pushed this in straight inward. Okay, this was flush down here, this was flush right here, and I literally just put my hand on here and just pushed in, and I had to give it a pretty good amount of force. I had to push really hard actually, because I had to fight through those clips. So when you get it on here, just push that bad boy in hard, and you'll get it in there. It'll clip on. Now we're good. So now the very last thing is, let's connect our battery, and let's pray to God we did this right and all our error codes go away and our push buttons work. Okay, when you connect the battery, connect the positive first, connect the negative last, and as soon as I plugged it in, as soon as I connected the negative, my lights turned on, which is good. That means the ignition switch is still on. So let's go inside the car. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. Okay, so disconnecting my battery gave me all kinds of errors. I still have my airbag error, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my OBD2 scanner, and I'm going to reset everything. Okay, if you don't have a scan tool, I definitely recommend the OBD11 Pro Pack. I bought this, and I think it gives you 3 VIN numbers for you to link up to, and it lets you analyze your vehicle, reset all kinds of codes. So let me go in here and see what I got to do with this OBD reader and see what error codes I have. Okay, so after replacing the clock spring, I got 2 issues I got to deal with: the error stabilization and then that steering wheel issue. So to get rid of that steering wheel error code, it's hard to see. It's a little steering wheel. We have to calibrate this. So we're gonna turn this all the way to the left until it beeps 3 times. I don't hear a beep. No beep. Maybe I gotta calibrate it first, or set it to calibrate. Oh, damn it. Okay, well, that did it. That got rid of the code. All I did was turn it all the way to the left, held it for 5 seconds. I didn't hear a beep. Held it for 5 seconds, turned it all the way to the right, held it for 5 seconds, went to center, and now look, everything's gone. So all my air codes are gone. So now the only thing I got to figure out is, never mind. Now that thing is back. Nope, it's gone. So now I got to figure out what's going on with my the air pressure. I'm gonna try to reset that real quick. And the way to do that is turn your car off. Just turn the ignition on. So just push the button, push the start key without your foot on the brake. Press and hold the button in here in your glove box, and it should reset your tire pressure sensors. And for some reason that's not working, so I'll figure it out. But for now, the good news is that steering stabilization code and error is gone. So I reset after installing the clock spring, reset all the codes, and then just did this steering recalibration, and we should be good. I'm gonna take it for a test drive. I literally just took my car for a drive, and the air pressure error went away. Everything is back to normal. My steering wheel is looking good. Everything, all the controls are working. No error codes, no messages, and that's it. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, let me know. All right, man.